Hello to everybody. Let me introduce our research showcasing identity virtual exhibitions of the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada. The Ukrainian diaspora in Canada, one of the largest and most culturally vibrant Ukrainian communities outside of Ukraine, has played a pivotal role in shaping Canadian society and global perceptions of Ukraine. For over a century, this diaspora has actively preserved its cultural heritage through various forms of artistic, religious, and scholarly endeavors. Central to these activities is the commitment to maintain Ukrainian identity, traditions, and historical narratives, ensuring that the legacy of Ukrainian immigrants is passed down to future generations. With advances in technology and globalization, preserving cultural identity has evolved, particularly in historical preservation, education, and public engagement. Virtual exhibitions have emerged as contemporary solutions to these challenges. Unlike traditional physical exhibitions, limited by geography and time, virtual exhibitions offer global accessibility, allowing diverse audiences to engage with cultural materials remotely. The goal of our research was to explore the role of virtual exhibitions in the preservation of the cultural identity of the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada, and to suggest a framework for a consolidated information resource that enhances access to these exhibitions. On this slide, you can see 5 objectives that we identified to achieve our goal. Virtual exhibitions became particularly evident in the late 1990s, when Polish libraries introduced electronic versions of their exhibitions under various names. The concept of an online exhibition generally refers to an exhibition hosted in cyberspace. However, it is multidimensional, evolving in both nature and application across various cultural and institutional contexts. Consequently, the term online exhibition is often used with other terms, such as electronic exhibition, cyber exhibition, digital exhibition, online gallery, multimedia exhibition, multimedia catalog, and virtual exhibition. Those of this interchangeability trace back to the early websites of public institutions in the 1990s, and it was difficult to distinguish these exhibitions from websites or other similar forms of online communication, such as digital collection, catalogs, or thematic web pages. Based on different resources, we suggested sub-definitions in our research. The first one is the intentional definition of a virtual exhibition, specifies the internal content of the concept. The second definition indicates the range of its applicability. To address our study objectives, a rigorous methodological approach combining both theoretical analysis and practical examination of virtual exhibitions related to the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada was adopted. The process for identifying virtual exhibitions on Ukrainian websites followed such steps. The first one is searching among social memory institutions of Ukraine and Canada. The second one, searching within research centers specializing in the Ukrainian diaspora. And next, using specific keywords in Ukrainian and English, such as Ukrainian diaspora, Ukrainians of Canada, archival, Ukrainka, museum, archive, library, and exhibition. So we used these specific keywords to find virtual exhibitions in the internet. The analysis of web exhibitions was presented in tabular format based on specific criteria, including the chronological range of documents, the form of presentation, language, keywords, metadata, and the type of exhibition. In our research, we reviewed several electronic exhibitions on the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada. that are available through the online resources of Ukrainian libraries, archives, and museums. The chronological range of the analyzed documents spans from 1905 to 2003. These web exhibitions present both printed materials and photographs. The oldest document is a religious photograph from the exhibition Ukrainians in Canada, while the most recent materials are from the exhibition Ukrainian Poles of Canada. These exhibitions are digitized from the collections of 3 Ukrainian institutions and their partners: the Vernadsky National Library of Ukraine, the Ukrainian Diaspora Museum, and the Central State Archive of Public Associations and Ukrainian Studies. Among the analyzed exhibitions, 2 are commemorative, dedicated to specific events, while 5 are thematic, exploring particular subjects in depth. On the slide, you can see examples of the virtual exhibitions created by Ukrainian institutions. On the left side, you can see the virtual exhibition Ukrainian Poles of Canada, created by the Vernadsky National Library of Ukraine. And on the right side, this is a virtual exhibition created by the Central State Archive of Public Associations and Ukrainian Studies. And you can see the difference between these 2 virtual exhibitions in structure and metadata. On this slide, you can see the example of summarized information. This is about the virtual exhibition created by the Ukrainian Diaspora Museum. The second part of our research was to analyze virtual exhibitions created by the Canadian institutions. The studied online displays showcasing Ukrainian Canadians, though varied in scope and focus, are united by their diversity and information content. Each display showcases the aim of organizations committed to safeguarding and showcasing Canadian history, but they vary in the size and scope of their holdings. An example is the University of Manitoba Libraries, which provides the most extensive digital archival collections and fonts, serving as a valuable resource for both researchers and the general public. Contrary to this, displays from different institutions, including the Cool Center for Ukrainian and Canadian Folklore at the University of Alberta, the Canadian Museum of History, the Saskatchewan Council for Archives and Archivists, the Museum Ukrainian Cultural Heritage Village, and the Ukrainian Canadian Research and Documentation Center offer individual viewpoints, utilizing collections to showcase separate features of Ukrainian Canadian history and culture. In terms of chronological coverage, these exhibitions collectively span from approximately 1980 to 2009. The documents showcased differ greatly in format, encompassing manuscripts, printed materials, audio and video recordings, maps, and photographs, with photographs standing out as the most prevalent category in all displays. The oldest document featured is a photograph of Ukrainian house interior from about 1890, displayed in the exhibition First Wave of Ukrainian Immigration to Canada. In contrast, the most up-to-date records are from the Ukrainian Canadian artists, display showcasing images of Ukrainian churches in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. In spite of their unique qualities, all of the examined shows have a thematic focus, aiming to delve deep into specific subjects by showcasing carefully chosen items from various archival sources. On this slide, you can see an example of the virtual exhibition organized by the University of Manitoba Libraries. Here is the Irana Knesh fonts. a journalist, writer, and researcher of the Ukrainian women's movement. And here we can see mostly photos and also some metadata. On next slide, you can see very interesting virtual exhibition created by the Cool Center for Ukrainian and Canadian folklore. So this virtual exhibition explores the lives of Ukrainians in the early 20th century. Canada through letters, photographs, and newspapers publications. The Ukrainian diaspora in Canada, comprising over 1 million people, has a rich history and cultural heritage and has made significant contributions to the development of Canadian society. However, the dispersion of archives, libraries, and museums that house this heritage makes access difficult for both the researchers and the public. In the digital age, the need to create a consolidated information resource that centralizes electronic exhibitions related to the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada is critical. Based on the information modeling that involves creating abstract representations of informational objects, processes, or systems to better understand, analyze, and predict the behavior of real-world entities. In this case, we employ the entity relationship diagram in Peter Chan's notation, as you can see on this slide. The entity relationship model visualizes the relationships between entities and their attributes, helping to identify key interactions and the information that needs to be captured on a website for users. The information model consists of 7 entities, each with specific roles, all interconnected by relationships. Examining these entities individually helps clarify their importance within the overall system. They are user, virtual exhibition, exhibition detail, feedback, interactive map, forum, and forum post. On this slide, you can see the developed functional model intended for displaying the features of system orientation and its significance in relationship with external and internal elements. First, a context diagram functioning of the consolidated information resource of virtual exhibitions of the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada, as well as DFD of the first level of decomposition of the main process and DFD of the second level of decomposition of the process. Search and browsing virtual exhibitions is developed. To enhance the accessibility and promotion of virtual exhibitions related to the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada, as well as to support research and educational initiatives, we designed a consolidated information resource in the form of a website. This resource is developed to simplify the process of finding thematic information, analyzing data from multiple channels into a unified platform. The consolidated information resource for virtual exhibitions of the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada features key components such as a homepage, an interactive map, detailed descriptions of virtual exhibitions, feedback options, and a forum. This platform offers a modern approach to researching, preserving, and promoting Ukrainian culture abroad, available in both Ukrainian and English. And conclusions. Over the past 130 years, Ukrainian immigrants in Canada's areas have built a robust ethnic community that significantly contributed to the nation's social and cultural fabric, documenting their experience as part of Ukrainian and Canadian history. The comparative analysis of Ukrainian and Canadian web exhibitions reveals differences in their approach, with Ukrainian exhibits focusing on printed materials, while Canadian ones incorporate a wider array including multimedia. A consolidated resource for virtual exhibitions has successfully integrated these collections, benefiting researchers, educators, and public by centralizing diverse materials. Future research may enhance this resource by expanding it to include global Ukrainian diaspora collections and utilizing AI to improve archival process, such as accessioning, metadata creation, and discovery. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, you are welcome to write any comments.